I've helped contractors add over 7 figures of profits to their businesses in the last 3 years. And this year, one of our clients added over $26,000 of profits compared to January of last year. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you the 7 foundational pillars that you need to have when you're starting out the contracting business so that you can profit quite a bit. And if you stick around towards the end of the video, I do have a gift for you so that you can do this much easier. You can make more money off each client and you have a successful business. Without these pillars, there's not much chance of you doing well. These are the pillars that I see in every business that has the potential. That one client that added over $26,000 in profits, we added a couple of these pillars, and that's what made the difference. If you're missing some, you're missing out on a ton of money. Okay, the first pillar, and honestly, without this pillar, there is not much hope for you, and that is figuring out how to get clients in. I want you to be as aggressive as possible when you're starting out a business in getting new clients. You need to figure out how to get clients in consistently. Please spend all your time that you're not on a job site getting new customers. You want to be obsessed with getting new customers. Figure out how to do so and get really freaking good at it. Because if you can nail that, you're going to be set for life. Everything else after this is so easy to do, and really in the world of contracting, like there's not much more that's harder than getting in customers reliably and better than everyone else around you. And here, I'll give you a good tip on what you can do. When you do work at somebody's house, ask for introductions to your neighbors. Seriously, this is a really good way to get your name out there. And especially when you say you're starting out, it gives you a really good excuse to just talk to people. So use that, take advantage of it, and try to meet as many people as you can. Just get the ball rolling on getting customers through the door. Okay, now that we have the first pillar out the way and we have people coming in through the door, we need to make money off them. And look, I'm gonna be honest, one of my worst abilities is getting in new customers. But I make so much more money off the ones that I do get than other businesses in my industry. And it also shows with my clients. If you look at any of our clients, about 2 months in of us working with them, they make more off each customer than the industry average and their direct competitors. So I'm going to show you 3 things that I do with pretty much every single client to make sure we make more money off of them, and 3 things that I've done in both of my businesses to have way higher lifetime values than what's normal or what other people are getting. So here's how I do it, and that's our second pillar: make more money. Okay, the very first thing that I do is I price high. If I can price high, I will absolutely do it. I'll give you an example. With my clothing business, we went towards sustainable products. Why? We can sell them for more, which means we can profit a little bit more, but our value goes up. That's a huge thing. Now, another thing that you can do is figure out how to sell more per client, right? So what we ended up doing is, instead of focusing all our sale efforts towards one specific person, towards one consumer, right, and trying to get, those $80, $90, $100 purchases, we went after companies. And these deals were huge. We would get sales that were $700, $800, $900, because when they buy shirts, they'll buy 20, 30, 40, and it turns an order that could have been, if I went after one customer, that's just one person, they might buy 2, 3 shirts. It's a maybe $80 order. But when I go to these clubs and they buy 40 at a time, 50 at a time, not only is it cheaper for me to fulfill, it is also more money that I get up front. So it became $700, $800 orders. So that is a huge thing you can do, is price high and figure out how else to charge the customer. What more can you offer that they will pay for? Now, in the world of contracting, here's a really good tool for that. And this is this makes so much money. And this actually helped that one client I mentioned add so much revenue and so much profits in just that 1 month. And it's selling warranties. Seriously, you're selling stuff that to the customer is expensive, right? You're selling a big repair, you're selling a remodel, whatever it is. People will 100% be open to paying any sort of warranty. Seriously, try selling it. Sell a warranty. You will be surprised at how many people say yes. The key to doing this, from what we have experienced, is sell a yearly warranty at about 20 to 30% of the total price of the job, and then come back the next year, see if anything else has happened, right? If there is some issue, fix it. Ideally, you're not fixing many issues because you're good at what you do, but if there is an issue, take care of it. But here's the thing, you go back the next year, and you sell the next warranty, and you sell the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And now a customer that you may have only seen once has now paid you multiple times over a few years. So it makes every customer more valuable, and that way you make more money off each customer. Okay, we have people coming in, we're making a lot of money off them. Now what? Okay, we have two directions. One, you can just hang out, just chill. No need to scale the business. If you don't want to grow much past this point, there's no problem. You will be perfectly successful doing this. Just know that you will be limited by how many jobs you can take on. If you want to scale, and that's probably why you're watching this video, you want to go to the millions, you want to have a 50, 100, 200, 500 maybe you want to be a billionaire, you want a humongous company, you need to scale. And a huge mistake that I see is that people focus so much on profits that they ignore revenue. They go, well, if I hire another employee, my costs go up, my costs are already so high, everything is obsessing about the cost. Here's the thing. How do you scale a contracting business? If you're getting more customers, the next thing you can do is fulfill more customers. And how do you fulfill more customers? Well, you need to hire people. And something that I see happen so much is that people are scared to hire because it's an extra cost. Of course, it's an extra cost. What are you expecting? Do you want a guy that fixes 8 toilets at the same time in different houses? You want an octopus on your team? That's not a thing. You need people in order to scale a contracting business. So look, if you want to scale your business, don't be afraid to hire people. If you have pillars 1 and 2, you should have no problem hiring new people because you are getting in customers and you're making good money off those customers, which means that you can pay your employees more and you're getting sufficient customers to keep them busy. So please don't be afraid to scale. And if you are going to scale, take the actions needed to grow and look at what's stopping us from growing and fix that. Quit being so scared about cost because cost will only go up with revenue. You are in contracting. It is an industry where almost always the path to go up in revenue requires more cost. Okay? Stop worrying about margins so much. As long as you're above 50, which is okay. Ideally, you want more, but as long as you're about 50% gross profit margin, you should be fine. Just hire more people, seriously. So that's the next pillar. If you want to scale, do the actions it takes to scale. Moving on to our next pillar, and this is really important if we want to grow. If we grow without this pillar, the whole business kind of collapses. And it's something we've been doing a lot, both internally and with clients, a little bit unique. I don't see many other companies implementing this. I don't see many people thinking of it this way. I actually see it the opposite. And that is keeping a very simple structure. Try to eliminate all the fluff from your business. Don't put it in. Especially, look, if you're starting out a company, don't add fluff. It's so easy to add fluff, but don't add fluff. What you need to worry about is getting new customers in and fulfilling them correctly. Keep it as simple as possible, please. The less things you need to look at, the better you are. And it will save you so much time. It will save you so much stress. Try to keep it as simple as you can. Internally, we are simplifying basically everything we can, avoiding obstacles that get in the way of someone doing their job. What does this person need to do to keep the company open? Whatever it is. What is the end goal that we have? And then we look at what is in between them and that. And everything that we can take out or we can automate, we take it out. Seriously, it makes it so much easier. It makes it way less stressful for that employee. It makes it way less stressful for whoever's managing them, and it'll make it way easier for you to run the business and make more money off it. So that is one of the most essential pillars that you need to have, and it's having a simple structure to your business. Okay, really quick, before we continue the video, I do want to give you a free gift, and that is a system that we made for one of our contractors that got them over 7 figures in 2025, and the month after we implemented it, it doubled their profits. And this not only helped with figuring out their pricing and perfecting it, but also with increasing conversion rates on estimates. So if you get a ton of leads in, but you're never able to convert them, and they always tell you, man, the price is this, the price is that, the price is that, and you're always giving away your profits, this system takes that away completely, and it will increase your profits on top of that. So if you want it, go down to this link below. It's completely free, and I hope it does to your business what it was able to do for our client's business that we made it for. Thank you, and let's get right back into the video. Okay, let's do a little challenge. What is the temperature in the room that you're in right now? Without looking at a thermostat. It's probably really difficult to tell me exactly what the temperature is and be right 100% of the times that I ask you that without having a thermostat in your room. So here's the thing. Your business is the same. Your business is doing if you don't have good data. So part of our previous pillar is keep everything simple. Our next pillar is track everything that you can. You have a simple structure, which means that tracking things should be super easy. And here's the thing. The more you track, the much better idea you have what's going on in your business, the health of your business, and what direction you need to keep the business going. What do you look at when it comes to data? So at the end of each month, you should look at your revenue, your gross profits, your average ticket value, your cost to acquire a customer, and then you're going to compare it to the previous year's same month. At the end of each quarter, you're going to track the same things, but you're going to add net profits to it. And net profits is you take all your gross profits, you subtract all the expenses that happen, even if a job is not complete. So things like rent, things like vehicle insurance, your insurance, all of that, all those expenses that you need to pay in order to complete a single job, but that 1 or 2 jobs makes no difference on the cost of, that's what your net expenses are. So you're gonna do gross profits minus those expenses and you get your net profits. And then at the end of each year, you're gonna do the exact same thing as you do quarterly. That's all you need to look at. It's really simple, but this gives you such a good idea of where your business is, and you'll realize that the decisions you make not only are quicker, but they're better. So just track this and you'll be set, all right? That's all you need to do. And if you need somebody to track it, just tell your bookkeeper, hey, can you give me a report on this? Bam, there you go. Our 6th pillar is really important. That's understanding economics, just simple economics. When demand goes up and supply is the same, what happens? You gotta raise the price, right? That's how it is. So if you want your business to be really successful, you have to understand economics. The way it works most of the time with most contractors in most industries is winter is terribly slow and summer is really, really busy. Let's look at some creatures that in the winter, they don't have any food to grab, but in the summer, there's plenty of food. Here's the thing, look at a squirrel. Look at a bear. What are they doing during the summer? They're getting fat. And that's what you need to do as well. You need to get fat. Your business needs to get fat. When there's more customers to get in the summer, not only do you need to get more of them, get as many as you can, it's about covering your expenses for the winter because you know it'll be slower. So instead of trying to fix that, oh, there's more demand, you don't see a bear farming. You don't see a squirrel farming, right? Because that would be so much more difficult for a bear to start farming than it is to just eat more in the summer. Why is the bear doing that? So that it has food for the rest of the year. And that's what you need to do. You need to get fat. Now, I'll give you an example that actually goes with a contracting business here where I live. So where I live, most towns will have their own Christmas lights that they'll put up. And here's the thing. I went and I said, wow, every single place I go, no matter if I'm here at home or I'm in another town or I'm in the big city or whatever, I'm seeing the same brand putting up all the lights. And these are different municipalities. So it's different people hiring the same company. And I go, why is this? Well, I go to the website and I check the pricing and I see, wow, that's pretty high pricing. Then I check their pricing right near the time of Christmas and right after. So right when they have to put the lights up, like right now, and right after everybody wants to put the lights on, right? When everybody's turning them off and everything. And what I saw is they upped the price. The closer they got to Christmas, the higher the price was. Why is this? Because there's more demand for it. So this is something huge. Do it yourself. When you get the most demand, you can raise price. You can have higher prices. So my recommendation is, look, you need to get fat in the summer. Keep the price high there, okay? There's more demand. You can be told no more times in the summer than in the winter, right? If in the winter, 10 people tell you no, that's huge, right? That's, maybe 10 customers that you could have lost, right? Maybe 2 of them would have told you no anyways, or maybe 3 would have told you no anyways, but that's still like 7 customers that you've lost, right? In the summer, if 10 people say no to you, no problem, because there's 300 more for you to get, or more. There's so much more demand in the summer. So please keep the price high when there's more demand. And then in the winter, if you see that you're not getting sales, you can lower it a little bit. But the key is get fat when there's food, and then don't go running around wasting calories when there's no food. Okay, moving on to our last pillar, and this is something that's a little controversial. Some people will disagree, some people will agree, but what I'm gonna say is you have really good data, you have really good economics within your business. I think if you spot an issue at this point, fix it as quick as possible. Now, you have sufficient data to know if that issue is worth fixing or not. So that's where some people might say, well, some issues, you just gotta let it live. You can't have a perfect business. And I do agree with that. But here's the thing. Sometimes people let too many issues come up. And with the amount of data you have here, take a look at every issue that you have in your business, and you have sufficient data to know, is this issue worth solving? Because maybe it's too expensive to fix, right? Or maybe the effects of it aren't that bad. So here's the thing. You have really good data, you have a really good business, so use it intelligently, okay? You have every single resource to succeed, so do your best work because it will absolutely pay off with these pillars.